Assalamualaikum. My name is Noemi Asra binti Maisa. My metric number is 276904. Post Malaysia started in earlier and developed in postal service in 20th century in Malacca, Penang, Singapore and widespread in Malaysia. Stamp letter also changed to fee because were sent to the Post Malaysia Berhad. Post Malaysia Berhad provides several primary system which is counter, logistic service, express and postal. Also have been divided into several segments, for example, Pos Laju, Pos Logistik, Pos Mail, and Pos Niaga. Post Malaysia Berhad aim to supply their customer with a very good service which is effective, on time, creative solution, and quality. COVID-19 pandemic spread almost all of the country on this world, including this country, Malaysia. This situation caused an expected effect toward businesses and country in this world, including Post Malaysia Berhad. In the first quarter of 2020, revenue of the company decreased. The development of the internet and the technology make easier for the e-commerce to work together in connecting business, government, organization, and most important sector is a courier service. At the end of March 2020, e-commerce demand in courier sector increased compared to the post office. Of August 2020, Post Malaysia Berhad suspend their express mail service and international outbound mail to the all countries except one country which is Singapore. Post Malaysia ensure that all the parcel from all over the world delivered and approved by that day. Post Malaysia Berhad say over 15,000 frontliner substation concern will be provided. At that moment, people were encouraged to use delivery service to buy anything they need even if they want to buy a food. This will prevent an offensive gathering that can increase the risk of COVID-19. There are many sector impacts that lead to the salary deduction, decrease the number of employer, but Post Laju ensure that their employer future protected. Post Malaysia also undergoing the transformation process to improve the situation and ensure more and better reward for their employee. In adjusting into a new normal, Post Malaysia still carry the responsibility to serve our country during the pandemic time. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Xiang Yu. My metric number is 265348. My party is the effect of COVID-19 pandemic on international system to Post Laju. Firstly, as the Malaysian government enforces the Management Control Order (PKP) to break the chain of infection, the company is subject to border access restrictions, suspension of commercial flight, and closure of airports and ports. It effectively affects Post Laju international postal route and supply chain. Secondly, drives the need for digital transformation and accelerate the adoption of automation in various industries in Malaysia. Players in logistic and supply chain solution accept a higher merchandise value and demand for fulfillment services due to increased e-commerce activity. Third, the standard operating procedures and facility closure due to COVID-19 affect Post Laju's ability to meet delivering schedules, which in turn led to negative public perceptions. For example, in 2020, the main processing center of Post Laju had an unfortunate virus outbreak, so Post Laju had to close two main integrated packaging centers. Then Post Laju had to move the package processing to another distribution center. So Post Laju had to encourage customers to use alternative courier services provided as a temporary solution for international deliveries, which unfortunately has affected their courier capabilities. This has resulted in lower services level agreement for Postlajo and lower renewal in 2020 due to customer dissatisfaction. Thank you. All right.
Hello, my name is Ahmad Sabarhan, metric number 27818. Today we're presenting on 3.0, which is what lesson can we draw from COVID-19 pandemic that might be useful for international logistic managers, and 4.0, which is suggestion on how to recover the company that has been chosen for your group project due to unexpected circumstances of COVID-19 outbreak. 3.0, first point is efficient supply chain must contain a large number of resources for each subdivisioning. Companies that are growing increasingly are cautious because of COVID-19 due to the emphasis on risk managing around resources in specific item or in one region. With less alternatives, the ability to identify the best alternative provider while staying on time was never crucial. Therefore, an efficient supply chain must contain a large number of resources. Next is on supply chain network optimization takes into account several situations that might occur at various points throughout the supply chain. To create a picture of a logistics system from start to finish, we need consumer data and integrated supply chain. That was an area that did not receive attention before the pandemic. Now, corporations are starting to pay more emphasis on it due to the delayed recovery from interruptions that affect and hopefully more rapid in the future. Next is organizations are pouring in innovative technology to recover from the pandemic's devastation. The resource are scarce. Natural catastrophes or geopolitical developments may be integrated in the company's anticipated supply chain management program. The businesses will be able to optimize the supply chain network and reach a level of efficiency previously impossible through supply chain management by implementing predictive analysis. Therefore, they will be accomplished through the generation of practical or observation from auxiliary data, as well as the ability to decide on the expected trend rather than previous data. Next is 4.0, which is on suggestion how to recover from the company that I have chosen due to unexpected circumstances of COVID-19 outbreak. First, on the we chose Postlajo Malaysia Sdn Bhd. First point is how they have to safeguard their employees' health. They can provide mask sanitizer, especially in the warehouses, and provide protective gear, and also provide the employees with unlimited unpaid time off, but it comes with the expensive efforts that cannot guarantee the protection in the pandemics, especially in the restricted warehouse. Next is they can provide creative solutions to the traditional forms of transportation. For example, DHL have been using restricted aeroplane bellow cargo capacity, and they only use commercial airlines only, which can limit their employees by not getting the COVID-19 virus. Lastly, the point is they can modify services to current need and safety procedures. For example, UPS, a big logistic company, they provide free plane transport for protective gear and 2 million masks in Wuhan in February. To satisfy demand, the firm that are also evolving because there are significant demand for basic goods. Warehouses and dealers concentrate on food delivery when enterprises are nearing completion. The division also offers the option of contactless delivery. Thank you.
My name is Pung Susan with matrix number 277205. First, international logistics is very important to Malaysia, so it must keep its port open in order to provide crucial services to foreign trade. They must remain accessible to ships and intermodal links, if not previously implemented. Staggered working hours and non-stop operation can help disperse workloads and physical encounters. Government must guarantee that healthcare policies are implemented in ways that minimize disruption to international transportation and trade. Aside from that, Malaysia must safeguard international commerce in key items and accelerate custom clearance and trade facilitation. Several specialized trade facilitation methods can be very beneficial in expediting the clearance and release of important products or ports and border crossing. Special and expedited provision for expedited shipping, relief and medical consignment, and perishable items are among them. Malaysia also needs to protect transparency and up-to-date information. In a fast-changing trading environment, government must communicate effectively, ensuring information is available to all players and stakeholders and maintain online trade information and help desk updated and operating on a continual basis. Trade information system should allow remote access to all forms and regulation, and anyone working with a government should be able to find out what is expected of them online rather than going to seek information physically. Then, make a cross-border transportation easier and to keep supply chain running. Lorries, trains, aircraft, and related transport employees must be allowed to traverse borders. Weekend transportation restrictions may need to be lifted. Air freight is very important for specific items and urgent deliveries. Existing geo-tracking technologies for important products might assist customs and other border authorities in expediting clearance through pre-arrival processing. Government and business should work closely together to ensure the availability of vital materials throughout supply chains, and industry should be encouraged to provide critical transport and storage facilities. Next, safeguard both shippers and transportation service providers. Economic emergency and social protection measures must prioritize the international logistics business as a beneficiary. Transport and logistics service providers may require financial assistance to remain in business and provide supply chain resilience throughout the pandemic and post-pandemic era. At the same time, government should guarantee that carriers do not levy excessive taxes and costs on charterer and shipper, such as demurrage for delays in loading operations or returning containers that are beyond their control. Other than that, ensure the continuous shipment of logistics. Commercial shipping transport over 80% of global commerce volume, including food, energy, and raw materials, as well as finished goods and components. Flag and port are required for carriers to stay active. States must continue to supply all critical services from bunkering and supplies to sailor healthcare and regulatory compliance certification. After that, Malaysia must go paperless as direct interaction between individuals is reduced. Electronic submission and paperless transactions are becoming increasingly vital. Although product must still be carried physically, clearing activity and information sharing should make as much use of current electronic data interchange as feasible. Contracting parties should employ electronic alternatives to traditional paper-based negotiable bills of lading whenever practicable. When independent documentation security is not required or the sale of commodity is in transit is not contemplated, non-negotiable transport documents should be employed. Lastly, Malaysia also needs to prioritize technical help. Many of these solutions need investment in human, institutional, and technological capacity and should thus get priority rapid technical assistance from development partners. Even before the current epidemic, many developing nations face difficulties in making the necessary investment in transportation, infrastructure, and services, as well as trade facilitation changes. In conclusion, Malaysia needs to ensure the logistic activity to manage the supply chain. Thank you for watching this video.